Hey yo, what's up guys? So today we are continuing on our journey. To be completely honest with you, I haven't been playing this for like a week or two, so I have no idea. I have an idea where we finished, but I have no idea what we were about to do, so there's that. But I feel like, as I can see, we are only on day 3, so like that basically means we haven't really done anything. So how about we just continue? By the way, I kinda realized that it's kinda bad idea to play Woody without the skill tree. I mean, I do have a skill tree, but I have no skill points whatsoever because I haven't played that character at all. But, it doesn't really matter now because all we need to do now is to explore the map. So, yeah. By the way, I feel like the Woody isn't really my type of character because, to be completely honest with you, I've been maining Vortex. If you don't know who Vortex is, it doesn't really matter. All you need to know is that Vortex has a teleportation powers, which means that I don't have to be walking like this, like an idiot. So let's put it this way. By the way, I feel like Woody has a skill where he can craft something like a walking cane, which grants you, there's that, cane carving. Use Lucy to carve a wooden walking stick for easy mobility. I feel like that gives you movement speed, so yeah, that's quite cool. But we actually can't craft it yet. And I feel like the first skill point we're gonna earn is going into that, so yeah. Anyways, this rocky biome is not really where we want to be. How about we just, go away from here. By the way, I'm doing this edging tactics. Yeah, it's called edging. By the way, this would really come in handy. But we have no boats. We actually need to create... By the way, I feel like I'm explaining something to you guys which you already know, but, Oh! We actually can craft this. It's gonna waste our material, but... I would like to... we need also create a paddle. Or, it's called or. English is not my first language, so I've no idea 50% of times what I'm saying. So, let's just row here, and let's get this bottle. And if we were to read it, it was a message in the bottle, and this shows us the island where one hermit lives. So that's quite cool. Anyway, as our inventory is full, so how about we should probably utilize this boat more. By the way, this grassy boat works like it's constantly, Oh my gosh, it's night. We almost died, by the way. I was not completely sure if we can actually build a fire on this type of boat, so yeah, that was kind of lucky. So how about we just light more trees on fire? I just killed that guy. Hey bro, you can walk away bro, I don't care. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. If you set a campfire on this type of boat, it's gonna light on fire so easily because it's made out of, cut grass and sticks. And these things doesn't end up looking pretty, that, yeah, cool. Anyways, let's just continue exploring. I hope we are gonna find something interesting. By the way, we are about to starve actually, which is not pretty cool, but luckily we can eat this raw veggies. I feel like there are characters in this game who actually can't eat certain foods. And I feel like there's one character who only can eat meat. So I'm actually kind of lucky that we are not playing as a character. Hey yo pig, what's up? How you doing? I feel like we should probably slay you. Oh no. The thing is that these animals or these mobs have a horde mentality, which means if that one sees that I'm fighting with him, yeah, that's exactly what happens. They are gonna be after me, and I'm not, strong enough. I don't have a character who would be strong enough to, fight all of these pigs, so let's just ignore them. If you guys expect this gameplay to be the most skilled one, I'm probably gonna disappoint you because, you know, I'm not the type of player who would be dying constantly in this game, but I'm not also the player who would, you know, boss rush in like day 3. So we actually gained 1 insight, so, you know, in order to unlock this, we need to firstly unlock this, so yeah. So now we can actually craft planks for 3 pieces of logs, which is, you know, more efficient. So yeah, that's kind of cool. How about we chop some wood? You know, it's pretty satisfying to chop wood with woody. We already discovered this portion of a map, so I feel like, you know, we spawned... Where did we spawn actually? We spawned there. So this should probably be something like a center of a map. So how about we just go here, and I feel like there's a desert. I don't really want to go into the desert, but I feel like we can go here or here. I don't know. Let's just see what happens with it. Ayo, pig, what's up? You have no friends anymore? How about we just slay you now? Oh, we actually got hit. These suckers just run away. Oh my gosh. Let's just heal with butterfly wings. You know, how about we just tank him because... Oh my gosh. Is he gonna kill me? He almost killed me, guys. That was not wise to do this. Without any kind of armor, now I need butterflies. To heal myself. Alright, so now we collected 12 petals, which means that we can actually create... Where is that even? Where is it? Yeah, there. It's something to soothe his nerves. You know, we just created a something which, you know, it looks like a hat made out of flowers, and this grants, you know, a sanity boost, which we actually need. Because, you know, our sanity drains constantly, yeah, coming dusk and night, so yeah. Anyways, we are gonna, you know, walk on this bricky road, because it actually makes you much faster. You know, these dirty roads makes you faster too, but these rocky ones are gonna give you like 20% speed boost, I feel like. I'm not really sure, it doesn't really matter. All we need to know is that we are faster here. Anyways, this is the entrance to caves. I don't actually feel like we need to go to caves now, because we actually haven't... Pro player would go to caves. Actually, we found another wormhole, so how about we just jump in it? I hope we... Oh my gosh. Are you actually kidding me? These wormholes are almost identical. I would actually like to explore this area, so how about we just go to that red wormhole? Lucy, shut the hell up. I'm not here. I don't have a mood to hear that. By the way, Lucy is an axe. I can't breathe. Wait. Oh my gosh. Don't think about anything else than Lucy, please. When it comes to Dawnstar, I like to base in the center of the map. You know, there are some rules where you should be basing or you should not be basing. But to be completely honest with you, I don't really have time to explore all of the map to meet all of the rules. So I, tend to end up basing in the center, which for our case would be... Where's the center of the map? Yeah, it's right there. So we should probably start to, return here. By the day 6, I would like to return there and make a base. So up until that, I would like to explore. You see this? This is a suspicious marble. We can actually carry it. Slows us really, drastically. And we are gonna need that for a boss fight. Which, is gonna come in a long way. Don't expect it, in few parts now. This is a great biome, by the way. This grassy biome, because beefaloes tend to be here. And one thing about beefaloes is that they can give you quite a lot of protection. I would actually fight these otters, but I actually can't because I'm actually kind of scared that we are gonna lose our health and die. But these spiders, they can be actually stun locked, which means that we can actually hold our attack button, which would be F, and we can just, hold it. By the way, let's just set this on fire just to, yeah, that would be real awkward to die on the night, or on the, the entity is called Charlie, because if you end up being in the complete darkness, that one invisible entity kills you, and you can do nothing about it. Alright, another day. We should probably really, start looking for a base, because I don't really, need it yet, but I want to have a place where I need a place where I can empty my inventory, because carrying all this stuff is really bad for a back. Now I'm really just collecting all these butterflies because I need to heal myself, because I was really silly to fight all those pigs without having, first of all, any weapon, second of all, any armor. This is a set piece, by the way. These are not bushes. I need to warn you. These are actually hounds, which would be, dogs made out of, vines. And they do not have a lot of health, but they actually deal quite a lot of damage. And, as I already said, I'm not really fit to any fighting, let's put it this way. So, yeah. The perk of this character, which we actually haven't used, is that it can, the Woody can actually change himself into, 3 animals. And one of these animals is a moose, which, grants you moose grants you for some reason fighting abilities. Don't ask me why, it's just the way it is. Oh, this is another set piece. I never really understand why it is in this game, but it's actually kind of a gimmick. It doesn't actually grant you anything. Oh, so this is you're gonna see one boss, which it's actually one of the first bosses I fought. It's actually not that tough, but I don't have any equipment to actually beat it. But look at this. This is a dragonfly, and its loot is actually pretty nice. And these actually, guys, are tumbleweeds. Oh my gosh, this is a spawner for these suckers, so I'm actually gonna head out. But luckily we know where this is. Let's just equip Lucy, because it speaks all the time that it can't breathe and it can't actually see anything, so let's just, We're gonna need a lot of rocks in the future, so how about we just do it now? Mine it now. So instead of jumping into this red number 1 wormhole to go there, which would be far more convenient to go into the spawn, I would actually like to do it the hard way and go on the road, due to the fact that it's gonna make our map more revealed, which, that's the first thing you should be doing, revealing the map in the first few days. But I actually don't know the way. Let's kill this guy. Thank you for that morsel. So we are pretty lost. How do we actually get here? This map should be connected. It shouldn't, I have never experienced a map where there would be 2 islands which would be connected via wormholes. So yeah. Even though we are not really fit to caving, it's actually a really good idea just to mine it and go in there. Because, I feel like there are 8 entrances into the caves. This way, if we actually go into all of those 8 entrances, we can actually find, by mapping out the geometry, we can actually find things we actually want to find. I know it sounds really obscure, but yeah, we actually entered 3 times in the caves. Caves have certain layout, let's put it this way. And we want to find ruins. They are called ruins, where it's actually pretty hard to survive there, but it's gonna happen to us sooner or later. Ew, these beds tend to be really annoying, so how about we just go away from them? They actually don't drop any, any kind of special loot besides monster meat, which we actually don't really need. If I were to be Vortex now, I would actually be able to teleport across this river. But now, with Woody and everybody else, I have to be walking, like a peasant. How about we just go back into that rat wormhole? I don't have a nerve for this. Our inventory is pretty full. We are starving, which is the first one objective of Don't Starve. Do not be starving. We actually don't have any gears, which are really important to build a fridge. It makes your food less prone to spoilage, which we want because I don't feel like collecting food every single day. So yeah, we actually haven't found a Pig King. And do you remember that rocky road? A rocky road is gonna lead us to a Pig King, so we should probably be following that rocky road. But I, decided to go on to spawn because I want to base. Looking at the map, I kind of realized that it wouldn't be great to, base here besides the portal because there's nothing. I actually thought that I'm gonna base here because this is like a crossroad of everything. So this would give us, more accessibility to every single biome. So how about we just go there? So this is a place where I want to base. So yeah, I feel like this is a pretty cool place because it's near a plugged sinkhole, so we have an easy entrance to the caves, so yeah. So first things first, I would actually like to build a science machine. And second of all, and more importantly, chests. I want a lot of chests. I want to be really organized. So let's just place one here. How about we make another chest? So using our Lucy, we can actually create... Oh, so we need to, yeah. One lock, another. So we can actually now create another chest. Alright, so now let's, get rid of everything we actually don't need. It's good idea to have some things in reserve like twigs and sticks, but some things like pine cones, we actually don't really need those. But I would, it would be a great idea to plant like half of them to have easy access to wood. So yeah, we planted all of them. Who cares? Butterfly, come here. So how about we just, drop some marbles here, some, cobwebs, this, whatever this is, charcoal. The second stage of science would be, because the science mission was the first, it's gonna be the alchemy engine. And we need, 2 catstones, which we actually created now. Then we need boards, a lot of boards, which we actually don't have at all. So yeah, I feel like now it would be a great time to, chop down some wood. With Woody, it's no problem. We are actually gonna need a lot of wood because I would actually like to create armor as well. A wooden armor. There's actually a grass armor here in this game, but, if you play this game, you already know the grass armor is not really effective nor efficient. So yeah, and by the way, wood armor is not really efficient as well when it comes to, resources. Football helmet would be actually more better. But, I was always kind of a person who doesn't like to spend. And, to have a football helmet, you need to have this. It's called pigskin. And obtaining pigskin is really easy from the beginning of the game because you only have to destroy some pig houses. But then they become kinda, you can't... Oh my god. Come here, you little sucker. These are actually not stun lockable, so we need to be careful. Yeah, and they actually do a lot of damage. I mean, not a lot of damage, but oh my gosh. I should probably create something like a spear or oh my gosh. Now we need to run. This is actually super dangerous. We need to kite them. Oh my gosh. That was actually super scary. How do I heal myself with this character? You know, it's... With some characters it's really easy to be healed. With others, not really. Yeah, I actually wanted to build some armor. So let's just prototype ropes and let's just, you know, build an armor. How about we just, you know, make two? I also want one spear. So we can actually defend ourselves, because with pickaxe it's, you know, it gives 27.2 damage. And this is 34 damage, which is actually not that high considering all the weapons here in Don't Starve. But it's better than nothing, right? I wanted to, you know, finish that alchemy engine. So we need 2 electrical doodads. And how do we get these? Oh, we need gold for that, So let's just get these doodads. We got 2, but now I feel like we used our cut stone. Yeah, sure, so we need to, you know, get 2 more cut stones. And last but not least, boards. We're gonna make those with Lucy. I mean, oh my gosh, I spent all of the wood on armor, so now we need to chop down more of these trees. Oh my gosh, are these suckers are gonna... I mean, these suckers, I can't get killed by these. Really quick campfire, it's not permanent yet. So let's just, you know, quickly finish. Do I hear something? Oh my gosh, this is pretty bad. We are gonna be attacked by hounds and we are in a pretty bad situation, to be honest with you, because we can't really defend ourselves. We are running low on health, so I actually, you know, created a strategy. We are going here to this egg because there is a tall bird, and it should be able to fight these hounds. Because now I don't really feel like fighting. Even though these hounds are not gonna be a lot, it's not gonna be a lot of them because it's like a first wave of hounds, but just to be sure, so let's just go here. Oh my gosh. So where are they? Are they coming? Was I tripping? I mean, here are my bodyguards. Oh my gosh, my bodyguards just became my enemies. So let's go away from here. Apparently no hounds are coming, which is pretty cool. So let's just chop another tree down just to finish that alchemy engine. And then I feel like I'm gonna call it a day, because like, what the hell is even this part all about? We are starving, we're low on health. These 2 things are exactly 2 things what you don't want from Don't Starve. So let's go here. Let's craft another boards. Let's prototype it and let's just, you know, place it. How about here? You know, we are gonna make our base prettier later once we, you know, secure ourselves more. So I actually, you know, can use this campfire to cook some things. So let's just cook this. Can we cook this? Yeah, we actually can cook this. Cooked basilisk wing. I feel like I have never cooked a wing, so that's cool. How about we just cook birch nuts? Let's eat those. You know, just not to, you know, be starting another part while starving. Anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for this part. Have a nice rest of the day and see you later. So bye bye.